I think it's a great question, and here's how I think about it. Well, first of all, um, you know, when we think about the needs of the society, first we have to look inward before we look outward. Inward in that we need to think about what do we care about. You know, I believe that each of us individually has a cause that we care most about. For some of us, that cause could be a clean, green earth. For some of us, that cause might be education for children. Another person, the cause might be, healthy, children, healthy adults, healthy elders. For some of us, that cause might be positive families that are making a difference in the world. So each of us has a cause that we care about. If we try to tackle a societal problem that we don't care about, the chances are the quality of the solution, regardless of what methodologies we use, will not be as great as it can or could be if we pick a cause that we truly care about. So that's number one. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. If you want to tackle a need in the society, go after one that you really and truly care about, something that's really dear to you, because then it's gonna ignite a place inside you of passion, and that passion is gonna enable you to overcome any type of challenge, to get through all the difficulties. Because Steve Jobs said doing anything great is so difficult that you have to be insane to actually do it. What he really meant to say is that to do anything of greatness is so tough, and there will be challenges. There will be so many difficulties, and you have to be so committed and passionately driven to overcome those challenges. Otherwise, you're not going to succeed. So that's first and foremost. If you want to tackle needs in society, then find something you really give a damn about. And if you care about it, you're really gonna make it a priority to solve that. Now, the next thing that I'd add to that is, once you've found a cause that you really care about, that you wanna solve, now it's about, for me, it's about the basics. Always start with the basics, and the basics is a simple scientific process. I mean, they taught us the scientific process in third grade, which is start with a hypothesis, and then think about, how are you going to validate or invalidate your hypotheses to come up with a theory, and then that theory is something now you go after to solve. And so in our class last week, or now a week or so ago, social entrepreneurship class, what we talked about was, using theory of change as a tool to think about your problem that you want to solve, and to think about, what difference do you want to make. And I think that's always first, is to think about the problem you want to solve, to think about the hypothetical solution and how you want to approach solving it, and then running that hypothetical solution through a theory of change. And then after you have clarity in front of you on how you're going to transform and solve the problem, now test the problem. And testing, of course, is, it's a wider, larger topic, but testing, can mean testing methodologies are so many, depending on, of course, what you're trying to solve. But test it and prove it, and that can be done in a variety of different ways. One of the frameworks that I use a lot is EEIE, which is with E, which is to explore the idea. The second E is to experiment the solution against the problem, and modify, iterate, improve the solution until you've got a working recipe that is transforming and solving the problem. And once you've Once you've got that recipe, that proven recipe, then next what you want to do is institutionalize it. Institutionalizing the recipe basically means to put it down on paper, build a system so that it is replicable. And once you have the infrastructure, the institutional readiness to replicate the solution at a very large amount of volume, now you're ready to scale. And then you can scale. So EEIE framework is what I like to use when I think about, how I go from, problem, solution, theory of change, simple scientific process. There's a time and a place for design thinking. Design thinking for me, my favorite part about the design thinking framework is the user journey. I mean, it is profound to think about the user journey. And what I like to do when I do a user journey map, I do it a little bit differently. I think about the 3 H's of a user journey, and that the first H is head, the second H is heart, and the third H is hands. And what I mean about head, heart, and hands when I do a user journey is, head is, what are they thinking? What's their psychology before they enter our journey? And the second is heart. How are they feeling as they go through this journey? And hands is, what are they doing? What are the actions that they're taking before, during, and after the entire journey map? And so for me, design thinking really, starts with imagining the user's journey and, thinking about their psychology, thinking about their heart, what are they feeling, and thinking about what are they doing. Because remember, social good is about transformation. It's about transformation. Transformation means that, a person or an object that we're, working on enters our solution process in a certain state, but then exits the process in a completely transformed or a completely different state, a better state. And so that design thinking tool is great. I mean, it can be used in many ways. This is just one of the ways, is mapping out that user journey.